So around 16 years old, I met a guy. He was in the Marines. We dated for a little while, and it was kind of a disaster from the beginning, but we moved to Hawaii, and things kind of fell apart. He ended up leaving when our son was 3 weeks old. Just traumatic. And then the shame of being the first person in my family to get divorced. I was the outcast, or the black sheep in my family, and I went back to on my chase for finding love and acceptance. Ended up going back to alcohol, and then eventually started off on the path of drugs and pills and that lifestyle, just to numb my pain and get rid of my pain that I had. I was tired of living how I was living. I found Celebrate Recovery. In Celebrate Recovery is when I started my relationship with Christ, and before then I had never been sure how to do that. Through that I learned that He loved me, and before I never knew that He did. I just thought of Him as this condemning, shaking His head at me God, and just waiting for me to mess up. Uh, 2015 is when we found out that we were pregnant. I started to feel like something was wrong, and we ended up losing that baby, and that was hard. But from there is when I went on my downward spiral again, and I went back to that belief that God didn't care about me, and that something was wrong with me. Why would this happen? So from there, we started attending Celebrate Recovery again. It just reminded me of God's love for me, and I guess really how deep my issues with shame and guilt and rejection went. I never really realized before then, but I learned through that I learned how to trust God and how to truly thank Him when I felt like I couldn't. So now I realize life is not perfect, and it never will be perfect. And I probably always will struggle with self-worth and feeling inadequate. But now, instead of reacting to that, then I reach out to accountability for help. I may always have the desire to escape my pain, but I don't have to react to that anymore. And growing up feeling like things were hopeless, now I know that I have hope through Christ.